Hello and welcome to the BIG Festoon 2026. We are here, YVT on the road at the AO Arena. Can you believe it? Dani had a dream when she started the BIG Festoon, and from a room of 15 people has grown it to an arena. I am so excited because this time we are coming with intention and we have got real stories to find out who these people are, what they do, and they're going to get loud because closed mouths don't get fed. Let's go get loud with YVT on the road. Hello and welcome to YVT on the road here at the BIG Festoon AO Arena 2026. I'm joined by the sensational Becca Scott from Bloom Through Life. Hello, Becca.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So tell us about Bloom Through Life.
Yeah, so it's a new brand as part of my overall brand Healing Space online that also includes Divorce Healing Space. And Bloom Through Life is bringing together all of my hats, all of what I do into the Bloom framework. And I am helping people who have got autoimmune, gynaecological and hormone issues that often are a result of the toxic relationships or difficult relationships in their life. So it's looking at what's happening in their body, patterns of behaviour that they have learnt through their life. Bloom stands for being aware of body, what's happening in your body. So why are you having those symptoms? What is happening? Because often those symptoms come on after a very stressful event or a pattern of behaviour through somebody's life. So there is adverse childhood experiences. And those, if you have a number of adverse childhood experiences, they lead to you having a higher probability of having autoimmune, obesity, mental health issues in adulthood. And so actually a large proportion of my gynecological and autoimmune patients have actually had a really difficult childhood or difficult early adulthood, and that I see is a cause of their symptoms starting. So by helping them look at what's happening in their body awareness, part of the B for Bloom, then they have an awareness and understand the mind-body connection. And then also we look at the L, which is language and conditioning, looking at what are the scripts they've grown up with. So as a child we are told you've got to be perfect, or we're highly criticised, or we grow up in neglect or poverty, and that kind of helps inform us, or doesn't help inform us, in how we manage with life as we go up. So we bring these internal dialogues into adulthood with I'm not good enough, I'm rubbish, I'm not perfect, I'm not whatever, I'm not. Yeah. And so when you're in a toxic relationship, you might not realise you're in a toxic relationship. You think it's you. So you spend a long time thinking, I'm too hormonal. This is what I see in my practice. Women come to me and say, I'm too hormonal, I don't have the libido, I don't, all of this. Whereas actually, when we talk about it, it's that relationship is difficult and it doesn't give them what they need, and that is what's contributing to their symptoms. Right. So the L in Bloom is understanding the map of the world, as we call it, those scripts that maybe don't serve us anymore, that we need to get rid of, that internal dialogue that tells us that we're crap. And then O is being aware and owning our own needs and values. So actually, what do you need now? Because it might be that what you need now as a 50-year-old is very different to what you needed as a 20-year-old, but we haven't reevaluated that as life's gone on. And then O is observing healthy relationship dynamics, because people say to me, but he's not toxic, or the relationship's not toxic. And I say he because mostly I work with women or those assigned female at birth, and often it is the males that are the issue in the relationship. So that they will say, he's just very stressed at work, he's just, and I'm just, and it's making an awareness of actually, is it just that you've got into a kind of pattern of behaviour within the relationship, right? Yeah, that could need tweaking, or actually is it toxic? And there's you need additional support with women's aid or an exit strategy. So I don't, with my divorce hat on, I don't encourage people to divorce. So if it becomes apparent that the relationship is toxic and that person might like to leave, I don't encourage them to leave, but I would support them and make sure that they have a strategy in place, get your ducks in a row before you leave a difficult relationship. So again, it's being aware of, is it a healthy relationship? Is it not? Is there massive red flags? Is there amber flags? Is there green flags and it's all okay? And there's a communication that needs changing. You know, we look at all of that. And then M is actually maintaining healthy self-trust, because a lot of the time we don't know who we are. We don't know what is us and what is all of what I've just talked about. Is it us? Is it the patterns of behaviour that we've learnt? And it's becoming so grounded in yourself that making a decision, whatever that might be, about the relationship becomes just innate, and you just have clarity. So I'm looking at relationships, not just intimate partners. It could be siblings, parents, friends, bosses, because actually toxic relationships are all around us, not just at home.
Incredible. So, and what's happening is those toxic moments and things are then chemically changing what's happening inside, and that's where you come in to sort of reverse that.
Yes, so it's fight, flight, freeze, fawn that keeps us healthy, but we're not able to get rid of that stress, and it builds up in our body and it comes out in certain ways in physical symptoms. So that's really maybe new to some people, because it's, why would something going on with my vulva or something going on with my uterus, why would that be to do with a relationship or whatever? And we can talk about chakras. The sacral chakra is very much involved with relationships, and the sacral chakra includes all the gynecological organs. So there is a link with the body and the mind and what might be happening in the body.
So how do people recognise this? Because like there's things in there that you've said, and I'm like, you know, they sort of trigger moments, and I'm like, oh, hang on then. So how do people truly recognise and not just go, you know, they go, that is me, as opposed to, oh well, yeah, I suppose it could be.
Yeah. So I think so I have a free guide on my website. So it's, is my relationship healthy? So it's, start there.
Yeah.
Look at, is my relationship healthy? Because a lot of people will say, but my relationship's not toxic. No, they don't. Those words we don't recognise. Difficult, we don't recognise. Just, oh, he's a bit awkward. Or she's tricky. My mother's tricky. It's just how she's always been. You know, I don't like my in-laws. It's that sort of thing. But actually, my guide goes through, how do you feel in your body? How do you feel around that person? Because we're animals essentially, and we warm to people or we don't. People make us shrink. People make us feel good. Do they drain us? Do they light us up? That kind of thing. That's where actually we can trust. If we learn to trust ourselves, we can go, okay, I'm always walking on eggshells around that person. Or actually that person makes me feel wonderful and safe. And that is where there's a clue. So even if you don't know what is going on, even if you go, well, I've got endometriosis, or I've got lichen sclerosis, or I've got low libido. Actually, we just go, okay, let's unpick what's happening. How do the people around you make you feel? Or how did you feel when you were growing up? Were you quiet? Did you have to stay quiet for protection, or because you grew up in a household where there was rages? Yeah. And so it's how you feel, helping people recognise how they feel in their bodies.
Phenomenal. And what are the results you're seeing with the people you're working with?
Yeah, so it's things like they no longer feel knackered, or if they are knackered, because I work with people with chronic fatigue, so they have an awareness. So I help them with homeopathic remedies to address the actual physical symptoms, but also it's them understanding what's going on, and having, if they need to, having a strategy in place to either cut contact with somebody or change the communication they're having with somebody, or eventually planning to leave if it's an intimate relationship. So it's multi-pronged approach to what do they need, because it's individual to them. But first off is having an awareness what's going on in your body and in your relationships around you.
And by sort of recognising that, then I say dealing with it, like sort of coping with it, managing it. It's not coping at all, it's managing and healing that can actually better all those relationships as well, because all of a sudden you realise, okay, I know how to manage that relationship to make sure I don't feel it, which then ultimately levels everything up.
Exactly. Because it's, if you go, okay, every time I meet my in-laws, who I spend all weekend seething quietly with, and
I love mine. I'm like, please don't watch this, Mum. Like, I do love you, and my mum-in-law. Like,
but it is though, isn't it? When you're with people that light you up, it feels very different in the body. Whereas I consistently have people who are in-laws. They're a good example. And actually, then they will flare in the week after they have they've seen them and they've spent the weekend with them. And then, so what we can do, we can either have strategies to help them deal with that seething feeling with homeopathic remedies, EFT, I do emotional freedom technique, coaching, or actually having communication to be very gently and firm boundaries.
yeah.
So it's what do they need, how do they want to manage that relationship so that then they don't flare in the week or so after they've had a weekend of quietly
With the in-laws.
wanting to slap people. We don't encourage that.
No, go home, scream into a pillow. Becca, that is amazing. I could talk to you so much longer about this because it is incredible. But go and have a look. We're going to put Becca's details in the show notes, description below. We're going to put a direct link to that quiz as well, so they can have a look at that as well. Go and have a look. There's no harm in filling it out, finding where you stand, and then go and getting the support that you need. Becca is phenomenal what she does. Go and have a look. Thank you so much, lovely.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
The Big Festoon is at the AO Arena.
What an absolute step up. This is incredible.
I'm feeling energised. Ask me that in 2 days' time.
Just had our rehearsals on stage. It was sick.
How are you feeling, Dani?
Tonight is the VIP drinks reception. We're going to be having some great conversations, but honestly, I can't believe we're here. I am so excited for the next 2 days.
We're going to hold your heart. We're going to make hope in your eyes, and you're going to have the most fantastic time.
I can't even put it in words how excited I am.
It's going to be fun, it's going to be high energy, it's going to be really informative, you're going to learn some incredible things.
How far we've come since we were in Bolton Stadium only last year.
Can't even describe being on stage in front of that amount of people.
I am taking so much away from this incredible event.
What's been so amazing so far is the energy of everyone here. They love being here. They want to connect with people. And of course, the amazing Dani, Mother Wallace.
We've just upgraded, haven't we? We've upgraded.
Day 1 is done, but guess what's to come? Bedlam Bingo!
Big Festoon Bingo happening tonight! It wasn't me, all the 6s, all the 3s, number 33! Dinosaur! Do you know what? I think I can't even question it.
Love you, Rory!
Big Festoon is different to any other event, let alone business event. The heart is people with heart wanting to show up as themselves, wanting each other to show up as themselves, all running businesses, running projects, leading teams, and we want to bring our best selves to that.
Such a lovely feeling to always come back here year after year.
I like
lots of emotions released.
Lots and lots of love in the room, and I feel really motivated and inspired to just go and share the love even more.
Phase 1. We're coming back in March next year. I will see you then.